everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nicole if you don't already know, and I am back on your screen. I have been going through real life and this camera, this channel, y'all, I'm sorry to neglect y'all, I'm sorry. But with that being said, as you guys know, it is almost time to go back to school. Now whether you're excited or you're nervous, it's your freshman year, it's your junior year, I got something that I help everybody. Now if you're looking for a specific piece of advice in this video, I'm going to be putting timestamps on the side of the screen, but I encourage you to watch the whole video because you never know what wisdom and what knowledge you might gain from it. Now just for a little background check, I am 20 years old. I am going into my junior year of college and I go to the University of South Alabama. I feel like my years of college have been great, but there are definitely some things that I could have done a little better to improve my experience. But that's why I'm here to tell you so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Now whether you go to a HBCU, a PWI, a community college, this can all be for you. Starting off strong, we're going to be talking about making friends in college. Now I was blessed enough to be able to go to a school where my other friends went to. But just because I had those friends doesn't mean I didn't make plenty more friends. I have so many new friends that I met at South and I would not trade them for the world. The very first way I met new people at South was making an incoming freshman group chat. Now me and one of my other friends made this group chat and we added our roommates and we added more people that were going to the school. Now most schools have an Instagram page of the upcoming class and we just found people on there and added them and they added their friends and the group just kept growing and growing and growing. Now I'm not gonna say I stayed best of friends with these people, but it was a very good start to introducing myself to people. So then when I saw these people around campus, I was able to be a little more open and be a little more comfortable in places that I wasn't really comfortable in. Now whether y'all have a group chat or not, it's up to you, but I do think that is a very, very good start. Now another way that I met a lot of people that I know now are through my classes. Now while it is ideal for you to have more classes online than in person, in my freshman year I only had one class online. So even though I might have been struggling in that class, I was struggling with somebody else and we were going through it together. Now first it starts with, do you have the answers to today's homework assignment? And it'll eventually turn into, hey, do you want to go to the caf together? Hey, do you want to hang out? Do you want to come to my place? Do you want to go to this place together? And then through one person you continue to meet more and more and more people. And my last thing for making new friends is going out and getting out of that room. And going out does not necessarily mean going to a party. You can go out and go to that intramural game. You can go out and go to the pool. You can go out and go work out. You can go hang out in the caf, in your student center, wherever it is. Just get out of that room. Now I get it how it can be uncomfortable going into a foreign place, but I promise life is so much more fun than just sitting in your room. Now even though you may not keep the same people that you meet in your life forever, it is good to make new friends and experiences new people and just continue to grow and make new connections. Next we have materials and supplies. Now y'all will not believe, I went to my freshman year just like I was going to high school. I had all of my binders, I had my pencil pouch, I had everything. I was ready for it. But you truly do not need all that. Most of your stuff in college is online anyway. So any note that you may need or any PowerPoint that was discussed in class, it will all be online. Even sometimes people put their full lectures online and that is very, very helpful. Now I'm not saying that to say don't go to class since your lecture will be online, because most classes count attendance. Plus being in a classroom, you will learn something that you would not have been able to learn online. So if I could go back to my freshman year, I would only come in there with my backpack, pencil, pens, a stapler. You need a stapler because some people do hand out papers, but most of the time it's online. But when it comes to keeping all that stuff together, you'll probably need a stapler. If you're somebody who likes to write down their notes, I highly suggest getting a spiral notebook. I had the 5-star one and it had like little folders in between. So even if you do get some loose leaf paper, you can just stick it right in the folder. Now if you're more like me, I choose to put my notes in my computer, and the computer I have is the MacBook Pro 13-inch and I absolutely love it. But getting all them binders is so unnecessary and I wish somebody would have told me that. Balancing your life is so important in college because not only do you want to just have your work done, but you want to be out, you want to experience new things, you got all this freedom, you don't know what to do with it, but you will not have that freedom if you don't stay on top of your stuff. The best thing that I did for myself was to get ahead and stay ahead. Now what I mean by that is I would do my work, but I would do any open assignments that I could to get ahead. Now my school uses Canvas and sometimes your professors will just leave all your work open. Sometimes it might be for the next week, sometimes it can be for the whole month, but get it done while you can. I typically like to stay at least ahead by 1 week or 2 weeks. Especially since I work in sports, I want to be able to make time for what I love to do plus what I have to do, because you are still there for your education. The less you have to worry about your assignments is the more freedom that you will have, and you will thank yourself so much for that. When you do decide to go out and you realize it's 3 in the morning and you didn't do your assignment, or when you're getting ready to go out and it's 10 o'clock and you have an assignment due by 11:59 and you just realize you can't go nowhere because you got to do your assignment, that's the last thing you want to have to worry about. Yes, we're there for an education, but you don't want your education to get in the way of your fun. Next thing we had to talk about is where you want to apply at. I truly believe you need to apply somewhere that suits your lifestyle. Growing up the way I grew up, I would not have survived at HBCU, just being 100% honest. But it's not about the type of school you attend, but it's also about your work ethic. Who I was freshman year, I could not go somewhere where there was a party every single day, because I would have went to that party and I would not have done my work and I would have failed. But as somebody who needs to prioritize their work and might go to a party here and there, or I might go to this cookout and I might go to this game, I feel like that where I applied suits me very well. Getting a little more serious, we're gonna talk about your roommate situation. Now, thankfully at South, we don't have communal showers, we don't got a communal bathroom. You got your one roommate and you got your bathroom and you're all set. Now, unless you go to a school with your friend, your roommate will most likely be a random. My roommate freshman year wasn't necessarily a random, but it was somebody that I didn't really have a connection with, and we made the best out of our situation. And to ensure this, your boundaries must be discussed before even moving in, or having that initial sit down whenever y'all both move in. The last thing you want to worry about is, oh, she thinks it's okay to eat your food, but you don't like that. You spend too much time in the shower, but she needs time to shower too. I might like the air this certain way, but she might like it a little bit colder, a little bit warmer. There's just so much you got to deal with when it comes to living with people, because you don't know how somebody else grew up. So living with somebody makes you see how they were truly raised. Now, I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but people just do not grow up the same, and that is perfectly fine. The next thing I want to talk about is scheduling. Now, as I was growing up, like this was like in my middle school years, I had this one teacher and he gave us the 5 P's. Prior planning prevents poor performance. Knowing what you got to do ahead of time will prevent you from failing later. All that is to say, stay on top of your stuff. He said all that to say, stay on top of your priorities. What you got to do is what you got to do, and you can't change that. As I said earlier, you're going out, you realize how late it is and how you had an assignment due. If you would have planned out your week or even just your night, you wouldn't have ran into that poor performance. You should have your priorities in line. And the best way that I did that was having a calendar. Now, you can either have a calendar or a planner. I got a plain little calendar from Walmart for like $10, and it had a bunch of expo markers. But when I tell you I filled that calendar up, there was not a blank space in that calendar. Now, you don't have to always be busy and on the go, but everything needs to be laid out in your face in a way that you will be able to see it. My freshman year, I had my calendar on my dresser. Sophomore year, when I got my first apartment, that calendar was hanging up on my wall right beside my door so I could see it as soon as I walked out the door. I had no choice but to see that calendar. Like I said, most of your teachers will have your assignments planned out ahead of time. So write out when all those assignments are due for the month. Or any event that you want to go to, go ahead and write it on that calendar for the month so you know when it's coming up. Prior planning prevents poor performance. Hey, next thing I want to talk about is money. Boy, was I broke my freshman year. Now, don't get me wrong, my parents did provide for me, but sometimes some money just ain't enough, if we're being honest. There's always something that you want to do, something that you want to buy, something that you want to eat, and you just need money. Saving during the summer has been really big for me, but let's be honest, those savings only last you the first couple of months of college, and then you're back to broke. You need to find yourself a way to make money while you're away at school. Now, you can just go get a job, but my biggest tip is to use your creativity to provide for you. Let your talent be your income. People sell plates at college, they make desserts, people do hair, people do lashes, you can go DoorDash. Being in college made me learn you can really make money from anything. Let's talk about our biggest fear going into freshman year. Your freshman 15, that weight gain. I feel like the worst thing about freshman 15 is that you do not realize it until you see old pictures of yourself where you just physically feel heavier and you feel disgusting. Your freshman 15 will come from either you stop walking to class, because let's be honest, we're in the South, it's hot. Who wants to walk to a class when you can drive or you can get on that bus? When you stop walking to class, you go to your student center and you eat all the fast food they have in there, or you're just eating from the cab. You're going to sleep all the time because you're tired from your classes, and you're simply just sitting down doing nothing but eating and gaining weight. Yes, I gained that freshman 15, but I am so thankful that I was able to lose it. Like I said, you don't really know how bad it is till you take a step back and look at the realistics. Scrolling on my mama's Facebook, and I was like, I look horrible. Looking at old TikToks and pictures of myself, and I was like, dang, this is how I used to look. Let me get back to that. When I saw that, I immediately locked in. I was like, oh no, I cannot keep living like this. One way I got that weight down is when I started eating better. Being in a dorm, you can't really eat the way you want to. You can't really cook for yourself. Now, you can find a way. Trust me, you can find a way, but you can't really eat the way you want to. But when I moved into a place with a kitchen, I was able to eat a little more better. My food was well portioned. I was able to get groceries, so I wasn't eating out all the time. Started working out, going on walks around my school, and just more prioritizing my health. Now, I didn't say I just stopped eating fast food, because I definitely love me a good Chick-fil-A meal from time to time, but you have to monitor what you take in, because you can't just be eating anything. If you treat your body the way you're supposed to, your body will thank you. Last on my list, I have knowing who you are. College is just this new wave of freedom. You've never been on your own before. You've never been able to just get up and do whatever you want to do, and that'll get to your head very quickly. I remember my first night after I moved in at college, I was out until 4 in the morning. Being at home, I wasn't staying out past 11. And a little moment of vulnerability, yes, yes, I lost myself. I didn't know who I was. I was so disappointed in myself. I was gaining this weight and I was just unhappy. I was doing stuff that I didn't normally do, but I didn't realize it at the time. Sometimes you have to lose yourself to find who you truly are, so you have to give yourself some grace for that. My biggest advice is to find yourself a good church. Go to a bunch of churches and see which ones you like better, and stay in your word, stay in your Bible, because if somebody would have told me that freshman year, I wouldn't have ended up in a lot of situations that I did freshman year. Proverbs 14:12 says, there's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end will lead to death. Now you may be wondering, Ariyah, how will I know the right way? The right way is your Bible. The right way is already written. It's in your word. You have to learn the intentions made for man so that you can eventually instill that in your heart, and what is in the word will become in you. So much stuff will go down in college, but do not let your trials be the best of you. That is all I have for you guys today, and I am so happy to be back on your screen. If there was something in this video that you really liked, leave it down in the comment section so I can see what you loved about it. Or if you have some advice of your own, leave it down in the comments, because there's never too much wisdom. I love you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, and that you subscribe, because we are on our road to 2K. And I will see you guys with more college content in my next freaking video. Mwah.